Sunday. Yeah, and if you don't know who I am Tara with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. If you want to learn a little bit more about me, you can check out my information down below. You can check out my website, kittensweightsandtarot.com. You can also check out Desert Cauldron, James's Crystal Shop, and there is actually a Yule sale going on, so it's 22% off everything. So, all right, what are you guys up to this Sunday? What is going on? Do you have any plans for the weekend today? Any plans for this upcoming week? Definitely let me know. We have some fun stuff for you today. I am indoors, even though it is a lovely sunny day outside, because we are going to be making a witchy brew today. So, you guys voted on in the poll. I put a poll out every Thursday on my YouTube channel page. I also put it out on Patreon, and I put it out for my YouTube members to vote on what they would like to see during the Sunday live chat. And almost everybody voted on wanting a witchy winter brew. So that is what we are going to do. So we are here in the kitchen, but we will start off by doing our weekly reading, which I highly encourage you guys to offer your insights and your intuitive downloads on, because I think it just makes such a more well-rounded, rich reading instead of just like listening to my higher self. So we'll do that first. Then we'll get into our witchy brew. Those of you looking for a more personalized reading, like one card readings, I do super chats and super stickers, and we will do that after we make our winter tea today. And then after that, lastly, we'll do a bit of a healing. We'll do a channeled guided meditation. All right, so it looks like Lily is here and Easy Does It is here. What's up? And Astrid, hello, hello, one of my YouTube members. By the way, let's give a little shout out first and foremost to my subscribers. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you. Also, the people that come into our live chats and my mighty, mighty moderators. Love you guys. Also, like I said, the YouTube members, which you can view who they are because next to their name, they have a little colored kitty head. So just like Astrid, thank you. We have Jolene and Nancy and Kayla. Also for my patrons, Lily, Dana, Jamie, Kayla, Surian, Brandy, Jason, Brian, Karen, Sarah, Palu, Crystal, Easy Does It, Oz, Joel, Megan, and Casey Gritter. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for all of your support. And we do have, by the way, a new channeling coming out tomorrow, Monday, as we always do every Monday. This one is going to be on cryptocurrency. So many people seem to be talking about it lately. And I know that we did a channeling on money a while back, but you know, we're always evolving and we're always learning new things. So sometimes it's good to go back and revisit maybe a different aspect and see what else we could learn about our positive polarity aspect or negative polarity aspect. What do we need to know for our journey? How can we build sovereignty? You know, things like this. So definitely tune in tomorrow at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time for the channeling. Also, for my YouTube members and Patreon, they get exclusive bonus channeling. So I put the poll out to them, and it looks like the votes are in. They had a choice. Let's see, it was to channel the Civil War, World War II, slavery, or the JFK assassination. And it looks like JFK assassination is for the win. So we are going to channel that and just see what we could learn. How is this going to help us along our ascension path? So thank you to those who are supporting me on those two platforms. That channeling will come out in about a week or so. You guys will be able to see that. And then eventually down the line, it will be, you know, put out to the public, but that'll be a while from now. So anyway, okay. So yes, we are on a brand new time because as we get closer to the winter solstice, you know, and the days are getting shorter and shorter and shorter, it takes a lot longer for the sun to crest our mountains over there. So even though the sun may have risen for people in the valley, it takes a little longer for the sun to rise here in the mountains. So the sun's not normally up until about after 7 a.m. It takes a really long time. So when we were having our 8 a.m. live chats, it was so cold because the sun was like just barely like yawning and getting out of bed. So I was like, it's a little chilly, temperatures are dropping. So I figured 9 a.m. 9 a.m. during the winter time is probably a good time. Yeah, well, 9 a.m. my time, which is Mountain Standard Time. That way it's time to work, it gets warm outside, we can have a nice little live chat. All the animals are out and all that stuff. So okay. Let me have a little sip of water and let's go ahead and dive into our weekly reading. Yay! Okie dokie. All right. So let me know if you guys can hear me okay, because I don't know if the chat's doing what it did last time where it just like stopped. Because last Sunday it was like the chat was going well for about, I think, the first like 20 minutes. And then all of a sudden, everybody else who was watching the live could see the live chat, but I couldn't anymore. It was like, so I don't know if that's what's happening. Okay. Okay. Astrid says it's okay. All right. We're good. Alrighty. So let's go ahead and get into our weekly reading. Maybe I want to use these two decks. All right. So I have the Vintage Erotic Tarot and I have the Connected and Free Oracle. So we're going to use these maybe in conjunction. Easy Does It said yes. All right. Cool beans. All right. So if you guys have some decks or runes or maybe good old fashioned intuition and you would like to channel your messages along with us, the guidance for this week, I highly encourage you. And the people that watch the replay of this chat, definitely look at what's going on in the chat section here because there is a lot of good information, good discussions, all around fabulous people. So, okay, so let's see. I think I want to pull a card first for like wow, what's happened to these cards here? Okay, I want to pull from the Connected and Free first, I think, to pull a theme card. Let's do it. All right, this upcoming week. And like I said, so you guys have anything come up this past week? Any activities, anything coming up for this upcoming week? I have actually quite a few readings that I'm working on. So I have some more readings to do tomorrow, which has been fabulous. And a lot of people taking advantage of the sale going on in the shop. Oh, I forgot. And also this time of year is the only time that I put out my year ahead readings. So I start them just like after Thanksgiving, well, here in the United States. And then I have it go to about the first week of January. So if you're looking for that year ahead reading, just to see what's up for the next 365 days for you personally, definitely check out those year ahead readings. And besides, they're on sale right now too. So, hey. Okay, so let's see. What do we have for just a theme card in general for us? What do we need to focus on? What do we need to heal? What do we need to meditate on? What can we work on this upcoming week? Okay, so we have that card, which I will keep face down. And then let's pull a few from the Vintage Erotic. Erotic. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And if, like I said, if you guys are using particular decks, let us know what you're utilizing. Alrighty, so let's take a look. Oh, okay. So this is our theme card for the week. We have the third eye chakra. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into this one. Okay. So just kind of as a general like overview theme for this upcoming week, all I saw was an image of like somebody with a little scrubby brush and they're like scrubbing their third eye like. So we may have some opportunities coming up this week for us to truly maybe expand on or grow in our third eye chakra. So, I do believe we have these different energy systems within our body. They are all a part of us. And sometimes, for one reason or another, certain systems may lay dormant, or they may be less prominent than other chakras or other facets of ourselves. So as we, you know, let's say, come upon certain situations, then this calls upon different aspects of ourself. So let's say we've been really in our root chakra lately, or maybe we're really in our sacral chakra lately, and we haven't really been utilizing our third chakra or third eye chakra too much. Not to say that it's totally, closed off and we're not listening to it at all, but maybe it's not really prominent at this time. However, perhaps some newer situations coming up this week are asking more for this chakra to be the prominent energy that you're working with, rather than, let's say, your root or sacral or solar plexus and things like that. So just know this, that if it seems like more things may seem more uncertain to the ego, where it's like, why can't I figure this out? Like, you're racking your brain, you're trying to use as much of your logic as possible to work out certain problems and things this week. Maybe it's because it's time to tap into that intuition, really tap into that third eye chakra, and try to see a higher perspective. Try to see, what if I were looking from this from a fourth dimensional point of view, how would I view this situation? Because, we can do all we can to utilize our ego, to utilize our logic, and not to say that our ego isn't smart. It is very smart, here in this matrix. It's built for the matrix. But if there's something that we need to understand that is beyond the confines of the matrix, which has more to do with our soul, then we're going to have to tap into more of our energy than into our ego. So we can thank the ego for trying as best it can, but maybe we have to tap into our energy a little bit more. So it could ask us to maybe go into a bit of a meditation, maybe to slow down, maybe to put off certain things until later, just so that we have this time to really tap into that third eye. So that looks like that is about the theme for this week. So let's take a look at what the tarot cards had to say. And we have the Eight of Cups. We have the Fool. And we have Four of Wands. Okay, so let's put all of these together. Okay, so it appears, and this is obviously going to look different for everybody because we're not all the same human beings. We're not all going to experience this exactly the same. We're all creating our own different realities, right? So with the situations that are coming up for us individually, like I said, it's going to look different for everybody this upcoming week. You have an opportunity to, again, leave behind an old belief, an old way of viewing yourself, perhaps even letting certain people go, perhaps even letting certain situations go, but not in the way of like, oh, I'm all done with that. Let's lock that in the closet, never see it again, but more letting it go. But before I do, let's try to learn the lesson that it was trying to teach me. Let's try to integrate that lesson. Let's thank that lesson for showing up for us. Let's give it love, give ourselves love, gratitude all around for us included. And then we release it. Again, releasing those people, those situations, those beliefs. And in doing so, we leave room for really tapping into those other aspects of us that may have been a little quiet. So in leaving those things behind, this seems like this is why this third eye chakra is coming into play this week, is, as we're leaving this behind, it's like, oh, okay, so that was actually hindering me from tapping into my intuition, perhaps me holding on to this old belief or this situation so vehemently that I was denying my intuition really to come through. But then we ask ourselves, well, then why was I denying my intuition from coming through? And there's lessons and learning in that as well. So it's just another beautiful week of learning for all of us. Like I said, that this is going to show up for us in different ways. So it's not going to be exactly the same for all of us. All right. Let's see. Dirty Work says, good morning, y'all. Astrid says, I'm using a very strange deck, Ancient Mysteries Tarot. It's quite ugly, but I love its energy. Overall energy, Five of Cups, advice, death. We need to release many negative feelings around us. Ah, okay. Let's see. Okay. Beautiful. I love that Five of Cups, though, and that death card. Just kind of death and rebirth. Lovely. All righty. Excellent. Excellent. So let's put these off to the side. I'm going to have a little sip of water. And let's get to making our witchy brew. Okay. So let's see. As you see, I have my kettle. It's already full of water here, but I have a slew of herbs. And so I wanted to make, obviously, kind of a winter witchy brew, something that is a beautiful transition between, one season into the next. So in a couple of weeks, we are going to be in Yule, which is the winter solstice, meaning that we are kind of where the sun stands still. That's what solstice is to stand still. But after the solstice, slowly and slowly, our days will become longer again, which is all good for me. So I have some herbs here. Feel free to either try to recreate this yourself as well. But if you don't have these exact herbs, I encourage you to use your intuition and find what herbs would be best for you. I'm all about, you guys doing what is best for you. So maybe even finding some local herbs and things like that. So some of these herbs actually come from a place called Sunshine Herbs in town. It's a nice family-run business, and I really like getting a lot of my herbs from them. Okay, so we have calendula, and this always reminds me of the sun. So to me, it's solar plexus energy. It's sunshine. Just if we're going into some sort of solstice, I want to feel that solar energy, whether it's a waning energy or it's, waxing energy. I want to feel the sun. So to me, this is a very warming type herb. Magically speaking, which we could use marigolds or calendula. It's good for meditation, for gaining clarity on certain situations. It helps to calm the nervous system. Those trying to connect to, let's say, the third eye chakra, this is really good for clairvoyance, for clear seeing. Also, those people utilizing it for, let's say, like love spells or trying to increase their psychic ability, basically just tapping in more to your energetic self. This could be a wonderful aid, but remember that this is just an external representation of something that is inside of you, So we are the calendula, basically. So we're just asking this aspect of ourselves to help show ourselves, that this is inside of us. So we are going to be working with this calendula. I'll open up the lid here so you guys can see. Oh. The Dirty Work says, ooh, I love how calendula smells. Oh, yes. It smells delicious. It just kind of smells like, late summer to me, actually. It does have a lovely smell. Alrighty. So let me just put this off to the side. So I'm just introducing some of these herbs, and then we will go ahead and put them together. But I just want you to see why I'm utilizing these. All right. Another flower, actually, I want to use. There's going to be quite a few different flowers here. Not really like leaves and stuff, but more flowers. I have lavender flower as well. Another wonderful aromatic herb to add into our tea. It's going to smell so good, this whole tea. But that was kind of the point. I wanted something that would have a bit of the, richness and warmth of, for winter, but also I wanted things that were light and aromatic, reminding us of the previous months, that we've come out of, that, we're slowly slipping away from fall, but, what came before that? We had summer, we had spring. So just almost, I guess you could call it like the wheel of the year tea, because it's meant to kind of incorporate all aspects of the year. So the more richer, darker tones of the year, and the lighter, more florally fragrant type of year. So it has a nice balance to it, a nice masculine and feminine balance. So that's kind of why I want to put these in. But for the lavender flowers, as we know, lavender is connected to the energy of love, peace. A lot of people utilize it for sleep. They might make themselves a lavender tea before bed, or they might make a little dream pillow and put lavender inside of it and put it underneath their real pillow, just to help aid in sleeping. So a nice sense of calm. And to me, as we go into winter, it is a nice, calm, still space. Everything can't always be the masculine go, go, go. Sometimes we have to go more introspective, go into our feminine, and do a bit of reflection and a bit of healing. And then later on, we'll go back into our masculine, and we'll take everything that we've learned in those times of introspection, we'll put it out into the 3D world. But yeah, so that's why we are utilizing some lavender. Let's see. Fire Styled Samurai says, hello, how are you? How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I also have some rose petals here. So like I said, a lot of flowers we're going to utilize. And roses often used for love, self-love, also feelings of peace and gratitude. I have honeysuckle, yet another flower, which is often used for protection, abundance, and connecting to one's energy, hence psychic ability, your energetic self. And so that's what dried honeysuckle looks like. And coming also from the roses is rose hips. And actually these rose hips come from my garden that I used to have in San Diego. So I still have some leftover rose hips and rose petals from that garden. But it is finite, so I use them for very, very special things. Anyway, these are my rose hips. And rose hips, again, good for love, good for healing, and good for clarity with our intuitive self. Lastly, I have elderberry from the elderberry bush. These are the berries. Sometimes people utilize the leaves. Oftentimes, medicinally speaking, people like to utilize elderberry for like cough drops and cough syrups and like little chocolates and things like that to just help boost the immune system. But obviously, on the other hand, we could also tap into ourselves energetically and see, if we were to become ill, why are we becoming ill? Why is the body doing this for us? What is the body trying to show us where we need to heal energetically? But perhaps we want to tap into the elderberry portion of ourselves for that. So, an elderberry smells so good. Okay, so let's go ahead and start putting this together. Oh, I forgot one more thing, but I just don't have a jar for it yet. But I have a little bit of lemon balm powder. And to me, lemon balm is super, super calming. So you can see where I'm going with this. This is all about like calm and balance. Okay, so I have my little mortar and pestle here. Let's just put this down. I'm going to start the kettle. And I also wanted to light a little birch candle here, just to give it a sense of sacredness. Okay, so let's put a few rose hips into here. Okay, you guys can see. I want to go with 4 because 4 is such a stable, grounding number. I've always loved the number 4. And then I'm just going to do a little crunch, crunch, breaking these rose hips open. One thing to know about rose hips, though, once you crack them open, and I'll show you in just a moment, there are these little seeds inside, and those seeds are packed with more vitamin C than you'll find in any orange. Lots of antioxidants. Has a lot of what you might find in red wine, actually. So things that are good for the heart, which is probably why it's been associated with love. There's also these little hairs that you'll find in there. You probably don't want to put those little hairs into your tea, just as they can be a little irritating to the throat. So just a little FYI. Hey, Mike, how are you? He says hello from across the pond. Welcome, welcome. So glad you could join us. So those are the little seeds, jam-packed with all the little antioxidants and vitamin C. Okay, now I have my little mug here. Actually, this was a gift from my friend in Belgium. Absolutely love this mug. It's got the nice flower of life, but I like the strainer, so that way I could just throw all of my herbs in here, and I don't have to fiddle with like the little tea strainer ball. I could just throw it in here. It's easy, and then just pull it all out. Okay. Let's do a little bit of honeysuckle. I think I want to put an equal part of honeysuckle in with our rose hips. So maybe just a couple little pinches there. There we go. And then a little bit of elderberry. I'm not going too crazy with elderberry because actually it's got a very potent flavor to it, which is why a lot of people like it. But I have so many other flavors here that, I don't want to drown out all of the rest. So I'm putting, if you guys can see, about that much elderberry. So I'd say that's about a teaspoon. Okay. And now, one of my favorite flowers, roses. Let's throw in some rose petals. We'll do dried rose petals. Let's do about another teaspoon as well. And let's put in a little pinch of calendula. A little hint of warmth, a remembrance of the sun. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, and then I want to put maybe an equal amount of lavender, that bit of peace. Okay, so our lavender going in. Doo, 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 doo. Okay, and lavender also has a very strong aroma, so that's why I didn't want to put too much, not trying to overpower any one thing, because we want to make this as balanced as possible. Then I'm going to put in a bit of my lemon balm. And I'd say that's about half a teaspoon. Okay, so about that much, half a teaspoon of lemon balm. So like I said, I encourage you to get creative when making your own brew, maybe utilizing herbs that you have on hand that make you feel, that winter solstice energy, that approaching winter energy, maybe something that feels a little bit feminine and a little bit masculine, maybe something that helps you with introspection personally. So, the best teas I feel are the teas that you create from your own intuition. Okay, so we're just giving it a bit of a stir right now. I would use the pestle on it, but I don't really want to crush up the flowers because they're going to be sitting loose leaf in that little strainer. And I don't have to put them into that little tea strainer and mash them all up. So I kind of like them whole. Okay, so we're about to put it into this little guy. And here we go. Okay. Ta-da! Mike says, yummy. Okay. Oh, by the way, when I'm, if you want to like let the steep and hold in a lot of the steam, what I have learned actually, when the herbs, flowers, and things are steaming, often in that steam are the essential oils of that herb. So if you're wanting to keep as much of the potency of those herbs as possible in your tea, hence not just letting all the essential oils fly off and evaporate, you might want to cover your cup. So if your mug has a little lid, fabulous. If not, you could just put a tea towel over it, a little dish towel, just to keep in as much of the steam as possible. You're not going to keep in all of it, obviously, but as much so that we keep in as much of the essential oil into the tea. All right, and it looks like our water is as hot as I want it. A little bit more. There we go. All righty. Okay, I want to give this a little smell. Ooh, it smells so good, you guys. Hold on. Bring this up to the camera so you guys can see. Ha 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 ha. So not only is it pleasing to the eye, perhaps utilizing it to do a bit of meditation, looking at all the different colors, seeing how it makes you feel, taking in the aroma. It's a very meditative, tranquil space here. What you could also do, I'm going to put my lid on, again, keeping all the steam. While it steeps, I'm going to give it about 5 minutes to steep before I drink it. Obviously, let it cool down a bit. I like my stuff piping hot. I don't know. I like I like things that like really, really are really, really hot. But yeah. So as that steeps, and once you're finished drinking it, like maybe if you're not using a strainer and you've just put the herbs directly into your mug, so they're just kind of floating around the water, you could do a bit of tasseomancy, which is like tea leaf reading, afterwards, and so it's get a bit of extra mileage out of your tea, your magical tea. All right, so I'm going to let that steep for a little while longer, right next to our lovely candle here. Easy Does It says, cup of love. Yes, definitely. Yeah, I think it's got such like I said, a feminine sweetness to it, but I think with the elderberry and the calendula, and even a little bit, I think with the honeysuckle, it has a nice balance of that masculine. And for me, the way I see the feminine and the masculine is the feminine is, this wild and, untamed creativity and intuition and introspection. And it's, all over the place, but it lacks structure. And with the masculine has structure, and the masculine takes all of that intuition, all of that receptivity and, creativity, and directs it into creating something more concrete. So what's happening up in the 4D realms is then brought into the 3D realms. So that's how I see them kind of utilizing each other. Let's see. Firestyled Samurai says, I bought myself some black spruce essential oil and plan to add it to my pink sea salt mix for a bath with my new soft bath pillow with neck support for winter, to harmonize the masculine and feminine. That sounds so nice. I love baths. Yes, like there's yes, showers are nice, but like with a bath, just like soaking in the essential oils or the herbs, and that's so awesome that you're gonna have a nice little neck pillow where you can just like relax and just go into a meditative state. I love baths for that. I mean, it reminds me of I don't know, I was kind of always like a bit of a water baby, I guess, growing up because I grew up by the beach. So I always loved playing at the bay or in the ocean and going surfing. And it was just something about water was just so invigorating. Like if I had a sports injury, just going surfing or going swimming, I feel so much better afterwards. If I was in a bad mood, I'd come out just feeling so much better. And for me, water is that chance to just be with myself, like really listen and go inwards, because it's not like you can sit around and talk to people in the middle of the ocean. It's just you and the ocean, you and the water. And so for me, taking a bath takes me back to those kind of ocean and bay times where it's just me and the water, which is representative of myself. This water is untamed, it's the wild feminine portion of myself, just kind of like steeping in it. So I think that's awesome. Um, Turbo Munch, you are funny. Okay. So we have come to the portion of our chat where we can do super chats and super stickers for anybody who wanted a one card reading. And then afterwards, we'll do a channeled guided meditation. So if you are looking to do a bit of healing, stick around for the meditation. All right. Have we gotten to 5 minutes yet? Let's see. There we go. Had a bit of an overflow, I suppose. That's okay. It's all good. Sometimes I feel it too much, and then when I put the lid on, it overflows a little bit. Okay. All right, I'm gonna have a quick taste. It may not be ready yet, but let me just see. There too. Okay, so it's gonna be a nice dark tea, just like this. That's mostly the lemon balm, I believe, because the other herbs are pretty light. Maybe the elderberry to some degree. Ooh, that's nice. It's like drinking the garden. All right, but I'm going to let it steep a little while longer. I think that some of the lighter notes haven't quite revealed themselves yet. So like some of the more potent stuff has already come out, but I like to let it steep a little while longer so that all of the tastes, the flavors, and the fragrances from all the other stuff has a chance to come to the surface. Alrighty, so let's see. How about it? Let's get to a guided meditation. All right, maybe we'll pull a card on what we should focus on for this meditation. So give me just a moment here. All right, for that, I think I want to use the Mystic Rebel. Ta-da-da. Okay, so let's see what our focus can be. Taking into consideration the energy of the tea that we just made, that nice balance between masculine and feminine, the approaching winter solstice where the sun stands still, the longest night and the shortest day. So a beautiful time for reflection, for tapping in to your higher self, maybe doing a bit of shadow work, some healing. And then afterwards, little by little, the days get longer. So in the pagan tradition, they would say that the Holly King, which is in charge of winter, that the Holly King becomes defeated by the Oak King, and the Oak King representing the sun. So it is the return of the sun. And this is why there are so many religions that have this. Kind of theme of like the good versus evil and the return of a son of sorts, whether it's the physical son or the son embodied in a human being. um, and it's the basically defeat of darkness at this time of year, the return of the light. And this is cyclical, something that we see inside ourselves. Sometimes we see more of our shadow aspects, sometimes we see more of our light aspects. So, indeed, sometimes it does look like a battle, but we need not battle ourselves, but more just look at, why is the shadow aspect more prevalent at this time? What could I learn? What is the why is the light aspect more prevalent at this time? What could I learn from that? Okay. Ooh, alrighty. So it says, inspired idea. Fire-styled samurai says, yes, it shall be. I've been doing some heavy-duty shadow work and dealing with a lot of grief. This will help bring things to the surface and nurture them in a gentle way as I continue. That is beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Well, now you've inspired me. I'm like, maybe I want to do a little healing meditative bath. That sounds awesome. Mike says, I've got you on the large TV. Hey! Okay, so let's tap in and see what we can get from this for our channel guided meditation, inspired idea. Okay. This is actually going back to what our weekly reading was on, and that was the third eye chakra. So remember, I said it looked like we were like scrubbing the third eye chakra, like, come on, dusting off all all the fuzz and all the, stuff like that. So just so that we're more open to all the opportunities, situations, people, happenings that will help us to perhaps utilize that chakra more during this week. Like I said, we're always using different aspects of ourselves, depending on where we are in our journey or what we're doing that day. But yeah, let's do a little guided meditation on connecting more to that third eye chakra, and maybe looking inwards and seeing if we have blockages in that area. What are the blockages? Why are they there? And, what can we do to heal them? So, okay. Firestyled says, you should definitely. Okay. So let's see. I would like to maybe change up the scene. Instead of looking at my mug for the meditation, let's go down here. Jason says, knowledge is power. If you can tell your younger self anything, what would you say, knowing what you know now? Yes, I definitely, that's why I believe, knowledge is power. That's why, we're always constantly trying to understand all aspects of the self, my shadow self, my light self. I don't want to deny any aspects of myself so that I'm more clear on why I do the things I do, the decisions that I make. Is this coming from my shadow self? Is this coming from my light self? Is it coming from my ego? Is it coming from my higher self? Yeah, definitely. I agree 100%. So let's see. Can I zoom in? Ooh, I can zoom in. Let's see. Took you guys on a crazy zoomed in ride there. Okay. Aha. We have done it. So let's put this more like that. There we go. Let me put this over here. Just so you have something to kind of focus on for the meditation. Okay. So for this guided meditation, go ahead and find a nice, comfortable space. a place where you will not be disturbed for the next several minutes. You could be lying under a tree, perhaps laying down on your bed, sitting in a chair, sitting on the floor, any place that's comfortable for you. And when you are ready, go ahead and focus on the breath, feeling the inhales and the exhales. Where do you feel the breath in your body when you inhale? Does it feel stuck in the throat? Do you feel it just in your lungs? Do you feel it all the way down into your diaphragm or perhaps down to your tippy toes? And when you exhale, where do you feel that breath coming from? We're just noticing, not analyzing or placing any judgment. We're just observing. Is the breath fast? Is it slow? Is it deep? Is it shallow? And as you focus on the breath here, I'm going to do a little bit of slowed breathing. So we're going to breathe in nice and deep and breathe in. And hold and release. Even maybe giving it a little bit of force as you release. And then hold it down at the bottom. Inhale once again. Hold and breathe out with some force. And hold. And continue breathing in this manner until you feel that relaxation from the top of your head and your facial muscles just relaxing, perhaps even the jaw, allowing itself to open a little, feeling that release of tension in your neck, perhaps your head lolling from side to side. Feeling the shoulders just drop away from the ears with every exhale. Feeling that relaxation down the arms, the hands falling away. Feeling it down into your torso, to your hips, releasing any tension. Down your legs. Just allowing the feet to rest where they may. Continue breathing as normal. And while you're in this relaxed state, let's place our awareness now to the spot right between our eyes. This little energetic center. If you wish, go ahead and place one hand on your forehead and the other hand on your heart. Just continuing to breathe. And as we place our awareness into this spot between our eyes, our third eye, I want you to take notice of its color. What color do you see? How does it make you feel? What thoughts are coming to mind as you place your focus on this spot? And remember, we are just observing, not analyzing quite yet. And as you sit with this energy, this color, this feeling, perhaps these images coming up for you, let us ask this portion of ourself what blockages are surrounding it. What is blocking me from accessing this part of myself fully? And again, we are just observers here, placing no judgment. Perhaps you receive the answer in a feeling. Perhaps it's an image that you see or a piece of a song that you hear. But what is blocking you at this time? What is blocking your third eye, this part of you? And as we observe this blockage, where is it stemming from? Does this come from a programming, something from the past? Is this an old belief? Does this come from a trauma? Allow it to guide you. And as you see fully into this blockage and where it comes from, let's look at all who were involved. Perhaps it was only you, perhaps you and another person. We were looking at this from the outside as if we were just watching it on a television screen. In this belief, in this trauma, in this programming, what was the lesson? What were you meant to learn in this instance? Everyone there, including yourself, was meant to play a role. Your soul trying to show you something. What was the lesson? And as you seek to understand the lesson, I want you to move your consciousness to each person you see in that situation. Look at it through their eyes. No need to guess. We can merely enter into their consciousness. How were they feeling? What was their mindset? What were they trying to do? And try to understand it from their soul's perspective instead of their ego. And once you have done this for each individual person, thank them for playing this role and helping you to understand this lesson, including yourself, showing gratitude to all involved, including you, and sending them off with love, showing love to self and all who were involved. And we take this energy now and transmute it into pure white light. And we move this beautiful transmuted energy into our third eye. You can see it now radiating up from your heart chakra into your third eye chakra, filling your entire being with this lesson, with this understanding, and with this release from that belief, from that programming, from that trauma. And remember that you can come back to this meditation anytime you wish, connecting to different aspects of that third eye, different aspects of yourself, any other blockages there may be. We have the power to go back and figure out why that blockage is there and where it truly stems from so that we can learn our lessons, we can transmute it, and we can expand our consciousness. We grow in our energy. We feel empowered, and we are reminded that we are sovereign. And the healing has always been in our own hands. Thank your third eye for showing you this at this time. Thank your heart for helping you in this endeavor. And go ahead and bring your awareness back into your body, perhaps wiggling your fingers and toes. And have yourself a nice little stretch. All righty. Whew. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for joining me in that guided meditation. Looks like we had a few messages here. Um, oh, okay. So we had NYE Styles says, do you have any tips on how to quiet our minds to focus on the moment and not the past so much? Well, I would say, well, meditations like this, I suppose, anything that brings us back to the present moment. But instead of, I guess, trying to block out, like let's say a past situation keeps coming up because this is something James always tells me about. He's like, you're always so much in the past. So I understand completely. But like, let's say a past memory or a past situation, it just seems to play on your mind over and over again. Obviously, it's trying to tell us something. So instead of denying it and saying, "Shoosh, I don't want you in my reality," try to understand it because it's there for a reason. So, like I said, if that past situation or that past, whatever it may be, is coming back again and again, then we know that that's something we need to look into. So when I go into meditation next, or like a meditation like we just did, I'm asking my higher self, please show me why this situation from the past or this person from the past is coming back into my present moment. Like, what is it that I'm meant to learn here in this present moment? And so the more we utilize our past in that way, we become less, I guess, stuck in our past where I'm just like back here, like, trying to relive things or trying to keep my memory here, but more instead utilize it as a tool. What is my past trying to show me? It's coming back for a reason. It's playing on my mind for a reason. And I don't want to quiet it. I don't want to shut it up or anything. I want to learn from it. And when you do that, it doesn't need to I guess, remind us over and over that that's something that we need to look at, meaning the memory isn't there over and over in our mind. So that is something that you could try. That's just my method, my 2 cents. But yeah, definitely, if anybody else has a um, thought on that. Oh, Firestar Samurai had a thought. Says you could try to focus on your body, your breath, or something in the room. Very good. Excellent advice. And Mike says, Magic Med, thank you. You're very welcome. All right, easy does it. Oh, thank you. Actually had a super chat. So I'm gonna go ahead and pull a card for our friend Easy Does It. Easy. I love your screen name, by the way. A message for me from one of my guides. Okay, let's do it. Let's do a little shuffle, and I think, hey, our tea might be ready here. Oh. Okay, I think I want to start drinking this, so I'm gonna take my little strainer out. And then we'll pull a card for our friend Easy Does It. Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so nice. I don't know how to explain it, but it tastes like winter. Like, like I really don't know. It's like just as plants are going dormant. That is such a ambiguous like description, but I don't know how else to describe it. Very, very nice. Okay. Okay, so let's tap in and see a message for Easy Does It. Truth says, OMG, very beautiful. It is such a beautiful tea. Yes, yes. Edgar is here. Hello, homie. How are you? Okay. Okay. Easy Does It. As I'm tapping into your energy, I started hearing that song, Puff the Magic Dragon. Puff the Magic Dragon lived by the sea. He lived among the autumn mist in a land called Honolulu. How do I still know that song? I don't know. Okay. Edgar says, just had Kahlua last night with peppermint candy and cream. Ooh, dude, you always have the tastiest things. You always make me so hungry. That sounds really good. I haven't had Kahlua in freaking forever. I remember my mom, she used to really like Kahlua. Not that she was like a big drinker or anything, but it's like once in a blue moon, she was like, I'm busting out the Kahlua. And to me, it smelled like, I don't know, like chocolatey or something. So I was once, and my mom was like, no, this is not for children. This is for adults. And I was like, but it smells so good. So finally one day my mom's like, okay, you could have like the tiniest little thimble. But I was only 13. So, and I had some, and I was like, yes, please. May I have another? And she's like, no, I've opened up a can of worms. I'm sorry. Nice. Okay. All right, Easy Does It. We have the Eight of Wands. Wow, this lady's on quite a journey there. She's rather happy. Okay, so let's see how this connects with Puff the Magic Dragon. Okay, let's tap in. Okay, so um, your guides, your higher self, are letting you know that as things start to defy logic in your reality, where something happens and it's like, well, that was kind of synchronistic. Where you maybe are listening to something on YouTube, or you're watching television or the radio, and just as you say something like, I'm about to go outside. And as you say that, the person on the television says something about outside, like at the exact same time. You're like, whoa, that was some crazy synchronicity. But obviously, things like that defy our ego's logic. It's like, what's the, percentage, or not percentage, but the, like how could that, happen? But not just happen once, but happen several times, maybe throughout a day, throughout the week. The probability, that was the word I was looking for. Like the probability of that is like off the charts. You have more of a chance of winning the lottery than having that happen over and over again. That as you say something, or as you think something, that same thing is happening in your reality. It's on the TV, it's on the radio, it's as you're reading a book and you're like thinking something, all of a sudden the word is like right there. But your guides and your higher self are letting you know that you are creating that. That is literally you talking to you, trying to get you to see, like, see, this is you creating your reality. That it's not so much like the universe creating it. Well, technically it is, because you are the universe. But to show you how much power you truly have in your reality, that yes, like it seems that we all live in one collective reality, but really it's a bunch of individual ones. And so let's say, I don't know, like the timeline that I'm on now, if I'm in an infinite number of timelines, right now, my vibration is attuned to everybody who's in the live chat right now. It's attuned to this version of James. It's these versions of you guys, these versions of the animals, the plants, the people that I encounter. I'm in alignment with them right now on that particular timeline. So we make say something like, we're all sharing this reality, which yes, but at the same time, I've created that reality because I changed my vibration, and in a way that I put myself on a timeline where I'm getting the version of each of those people and those animals and those situations that are in alignment with me. And if I shift my vibration again, I'm going to get a different version of like Easy Does It, a different version of my friend Edgar and Fire Styled Samurai and everybody who's in the chat. I'm going to get different versions of you depending on where I'm at. So technically, it's us that's changing the reality on an individual basis. So this is something that your guides are wanting you to integrate at this time, which again, your guides are also you. They're all aspects of you. So if you're wanting to see something different in your reality, they're trying to show you through these lined up synchronicities that you absolutely have the power to change that in your reality. But first, we have to understand, why is it in my reality right now? What can I learn from it? Because just like we were talking before with our other friend who was saying, how do I get out of the past and come into the present? The past is going to keep nagging at us until we learn what it's trying to teach us. And so if we're wanting to see a change in something, like I'm tired of seeing like, let's say, war. I'm tired of seeing war. I'm tired of seeing people suffering. I'm tired of having financial issues, things like this. Well, then instead of saying I need to change the whole world, all I need to do is change my vibration so I get into an alignment with a timeline that is different, where all the people are technically the same, but it's just a different version of them. I'm now on a timeline where I don't struggle with money. I'm on a timeline where, war is not in my reality. But how do I get myself on that timeline? I have to understand the lesson of why these things are coming up for me. So if I do see, like, time and time again, I'm struggling with abundance, it's abundance I'm supposed to work on, and I'm supposed to understand what the lesson is, and heal it. And when I do that, I change my vibration. I now change my timeline, and everybody in a different version of that person is now on that timeline. So I hope this helps. This is my little naked girl here. But yeah, I hope that makes sense to you. And so I think that's why I was hearing Puff the Magic Dragon, because at least for me, I actually used to have this little yellow dragon when I was like a little kid, like a little stuffed animal, and I called it Puff the Magic Dragon. And to me, it represented all the magic. And I wanted to be as magical as a dragon. But your guides are reminding you that you are the dragon, you are the magic. And it's less telling other people that they need to change or the world needs to change. You are at the center of that world. I know that they always tell us, you're not the center of the universe. Technically, we're not, because we are the universe. We're not at the center of it. We are the universe. Each of us as individuals, we are the universe. And we're all on these different timelines, all just simultaneous. It's mind-boggling, I know. But hey, let's see. Easy Does It says it happens a lot, and says, yes, it does. It happens a lot. I didn't know it was my guides. Yep. It's you. It's you. It's your guides. So it's just reminding you of your power, so that sometimes when we feel powerless, this is just a reminder that you do have the power. You are back in the driver's seat. Because I know there are times, I mean, we're human. So there are times where we're like, man, I feel like I'm at the whims of the world. Like, wow, I'm at the whims of the financial system. I'm at the whims of my boss, or I'm at the whims of my vehicle. But instead of saying, whatever, do with me what you will. Why is this in my reality? What in me is trying to teach me something? Let's look at the lesson. Okay, now I looked at the lesson. What needs healing? Okay, let's heal it. Boom, I've shifted my vibration. That's what it means to raise your vibration. Really, what we're saying is change your vibration to something that's more in alignment with what you want. Your higher self, what does it want? Then we change that timeline. Everybody is a different version now, because they have to be in alignment with you. So even though it seems like when I call it my best friend, it still sounds like my best friend, because it is my best friend. But I'm on a different timeline version where my best friend is a different version of herself, but it's still her. I know, like I said, it's it's out there, but that's just something that I've learned. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back. Edgar says a little happy on those wands. OG can. He says I got a nice inflatable Christmas dragon. She named him, or his niece got an inflatable Christmas dragon. She named him Pablo, but my brother wanted to name him Puff. Nice. Dude, I would name him Puff the Magic Dragon. Jose, thank you. Very nice. Very nice of you. So yeah, let me know if anybody else would like a super chat or super sticker reading. If not, I guess we're going to close out our live chat today. And yeah, then I would wish you guys a very, very happy Sunday. I hope that you enjoyed the channel guided meditation. I hope that you like the making of our tea today, which it tastes so good. But you know, I'm biased because I made it. So I will always point out my bias. All right. I guess that's it, you guys. I hope that you have a beautiful Sunday. Have a fabulous week. Remember that with the reading that we did for the week, it's going to show up differently for everyone because we're all on different journeys. We're all on different timelines, technically, and so we're all creating our own different realities. So, but definitely look in and just, maybe you don't have any blockages on your third eye at this time, but maybe there are some here and there. And hopefully the meditation will help you with that. That's just one type of meditation. You don't have to use my meditation, but use what works for you to just kind of tap into that part of yourself and see, is there anything blocking my intuition? Why is it blocking my intuition? And remember, there is no good and there is no bad. It's all just learning. It's all just lessons. So perhaps we blocked ourselves for a reason, and there was a lesson in that. But now we can unblock it and we can move forward. So, Mike says, take care. Edgar says, I think I have a solar plexus blockage. Nah. Well, hey, maybe a little bit of calendula might help out with that. It's just remembering that you are the sun, bro. And yeah, we have 2 weeks before we get to Yule. I'm super excited, and I have a project over there that I'm waiting for because I want to make a Yule crown, and I will show you guys. I'll post that on Instagram, so you can see me on Instagram at Kittens, Weights, and Tarot. And our Christmas Yule lights, my solar lights, are arriving in the mail either today or Monday. Not today, yesterday. Yesterday was Saturday. Post office doesn't work on Sunday. So yesterday or tomorrow, my solar lights will be here. And James and I picked out a tree next to our creek. It's going to be a nice, beautiful outdoor Yule tree. That's going to be our tree this year. We're going to decorate it. I want to make little edible ornaments for the little animals. So I'm going to go to the store and go buy some cranberries, some oranges, and then, string those up on the tree. I bought a bunch of hemp rope so that's, environmentally friendly. And then I want to string up some popcorn because the birds seem to like popcorn, and the squirrels. So it'll be a nice edible tree. I'll put up a few of my ornaments, but mostly it's going to be like the ornaments of the forest. So that'll be a lot of fun. I'll make sure to take pictures of it. And I don't know if the internet works over there, so I don't know if I could do a live chat over there, but I'll definitely show you guys some pictures on the grams as I'm doing it and as it's all done. So Firestyle says, "Eee!" So anyway, I will catch you guys later. I love you guys. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for hanging out at this new time. This will be our new time until the sun starts coming up a little earlier over the mountains, because otherwise it gets a little chilly. So yeah. So thank you guys. I will catch you later. Edgar says, make a Christmas tree out of corn. Ooh, for the future, because I am trying to grow some corn. Not right now, it's all dead, but in the spring. All right. Easy Does It says, till next time. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out. Bye, guys.